welcome to Out of the Blue number 436. What is it? No, 432.65. Want to see something interesting? So if you look at humans as essentially animals with who are products of evolution, like why did we evolve this way? But sometimes if I don't really touch it or rub it, my mustache turns into this saber-tooth kind of look. And I have to, so it's almost like, and actually the white in my beard first came in the mustache. So back when my beard was red, I had these kind of two white like teeth in the front, just naturally. So it's like, why did humans evolve this? So that when you get older, you look like you have a big tough mouth of teeth. So anyway, but normally I brush it aside like this. So today's September 25th, 92519. Pelosi opens formal impeachment probe. And this, for those who don't know, is a newspaper, actually printed on paper. And my friend Jack likes to read the newspaper, so I'm out at coffee in the morning, and I get Jack's paper here. Jack was in the hospital, but he's out now. But he's still looking aged. He's 88 plus. Yeah, I guess he's probably 88 and a half now. 88.5. But really, all I wanted to say today is I think about what are some barriers to, I think this whole neo-Swedenborgianism thing has some built-in barriers. And I'm going to, two of those barriers would be the huge words and the heaven, God, Bible, Jesus references. People struggle with those two things. So I'm going to try to paraphrase it into simpler language. And I realize that basically what I'm talking about is mind as place. Okay? Mind as place. So that, and that's not a new concept to anybody. You wander in your imagination, you travel in your mind, you can get, people lose their mind. You can enter into, you can kind of meditate and calm the mind. So the mind is commonly thought of as a thing. I have to calm my mind, or you can lose your mind. But you can also look at it as a place. So you can enter into the mind and wander around the mind, and you can keep things in your mind, and you can lose things from your mind. So if you can lose and have something in your mind, well, it's a place that you can then go into. And so a lot of what we talk about is essentially travels within the mind, and the supposition is that the NDE people are not traveling to heaven, they're traveling into their own mind. And so we can travel in our own minds while we're still alive. Now, that's basically the idea. And so you think about somebody who you care about or who you like. And it could be a relative, or it could be a famous person. It could be Edgar Allan Poe. It could be anybody you're interested in or know about. And you store that information somewhere in your mind, right? So if you know about Edgar Allan Poe or Nancy Pelosi, or your favorite aunt or uncle, they exist in your mind, and you can go and visit them in your mind. And there's a certain reality to that place because it is identifiable in space and time, which is to say it's somewhere between here and here and here and here and here and here. It's in this cube somewhere now, right? So this is a place and time. So I've identified it in place and time, and it's maybe, let's just say, a chemical and electric and magnetic and physiological phenomena, right? So the chemicals can be identified, the electricity can be measured, the magnetism can be measured, and the physiology can be identified. Okay, so we're talking about a real place in real time. The only thing is it's incredibly small. It's astronomically small. So these astronomical numbers, they talk about how big the universe is. You can take that the other way and go how small this heaven world is. Let's just take, for example, the city made of gold, okay? And you think a city made of gold, how is that possible? Well, let's say the city is 1 millimeter square. That's how big the city is, and the people who live in it are 1/1000th of a millimeter tall. Okay, and you can just see these are all just numbers. It's just a matter of adding zeros or subtracting zeros. It's still just a real number with a whole bunch of zeros either in front of it or behind it, right? Such and such astronomical thing is 10 billion light years away. It's just a 10 with all those zeros, and you can say that this little city of gold, so to speak, which if it was only, I'm not even talking about 1 millimeter square. I'm talking about microscopic, because you can see a millimeter square. It's not microscopic. I'm talking about a microscopic amount of gold. And so you're talking about, instead of 10 with let's just take the number Google. Google, did you know this? Is the definition of Google before the search engine came around was that Google is a 1 with 100 zeros. So that's a very big number. But you can also go point, a decimal point, and then 100 zeros, and then a 1. Okay, it's just the difference between a very big versus a very small number. So as long as we're talking about something that can be identified with a number, we're talking about a real thing. And so mind is place, and it's a real place that you can really visit, you know.